To start our Kandinsky line drawing, you can pick between a couple different mediums. You can try Sharpie to maybe draw some lines to start you off. Now with Kandinsky, he would have lines that could go maybe across the page. If you find you don't love the look of your Sharpie, feel free to grab a new one. Maybe some of his lines were thicker and some were thinner. He has some wavy lines. Maybe I'll put in here some straight lines. Maybe make a triangle. Maybe some bumpy lines. You could do some circles or ovals. Also, if you want to use oil pastel, that's also an option. Oil pastel works really well at resisting the watercolor we're going to be using. One thing we want to keep in mind is we're trying to keep this abstract. So you can draw things that kind of like stuff, but we don't want to get too realistic with our drawing today. We do a lot of realistic drawing. Once you have finished all of your lines, it's when you get to add some color with your paint. So I've got my water, I got my paper towel, I got my brush. Then you can do either watercolors or tempera cakes. And you can kind of play with the color that you would like to. You'll notice when I paint over the oil pastels, it pushes the water away. The Sharpie will not be pushing the water away, but it is such a dark material that it's not a big deal. I can still see it even if I paint over it. Some things to keep in mind as you're painting are mixing colors while they're still wet. So making sure if this purple is still wet and I want to add something into it, I've got to do it quick so that it can blend together. And the other thing is to make sure that you're really cleaning your brush in between colors. The last thing I want to make you aware of as I'm kind of doing this is to be aware of colors mixing. Like this red and this green will not mix together. If I mix it together, I'll kind of show you a little bit. But basically red and green, when you mix them together, makes a brown. So I want to have a buffer color in between here. And I'm going to maybe put some blue in here. The reason I know this is because red and green are opposite sides of the color wheel. So the blue and the red make this purplish color. And then the blue and the green make a lovely, my favorite color. But if it was just blue and red, it's going to be making, you can see a little bit of it kind of coming in. It'll just make a brown color, and we don't want brown colors. All right, so I'm going to finish this up, and then it'll be your turn.